Hi, this is my game demo for the Workshop 1012. Um, so this is my complete demo. So first you see here is a little title screen, and it's got some music. This is a song that my friend made for me. Just sort of a little atmospheric strings. So you can see here the name of the game is Steel Calibur. Why? I don't know. I just thought it sounded kind of cool, so that's why this name doesn't really have a profound meaning or anything. So if I press space, it transitions to the main game scene. So I just set up a little sort of starting area. You're just sitting on a log at a fire, and if you try to move, he stands up. I'm gonna try and be quick with this. It's hard because there's a lot I want to talk about. So first off, with the core mechanics, this is a Souls-like game, or kind of a direct ripoff of Dark Souls. So you see the health, stamina, weapon display in the corner, and then souls or XP in the bottom right. So I made everything about this model here, the character you play as. I made the animations, and I made the model in Blender. So it's a walk animation. If you hold down E, he runs, and you can see that uses stamina. And then you click to attack, and then again to do a follow-up attack, and also space to roll. And if you're run out of stamina, you can't do any of those actions. You can't attack or roll or run. And you get a penalty, and it takes a while to charge up, so it's important to manage your stamina. So right off the bat, when you start out, you look behind you, and sort of a bit of environmental storytelling. This is all blocked off. You can't go this way. So it's basically telling you to go the other way. So you start out here, and you look up, and you see the whole game. Sort of, I designed it so that it's sort of, it's all in one frame. You can see the whole game, just in frame, and that's sort of in the spirit of the world design of Dark Souls 1. Is you look off in the distance, you could see an area, and it's like a Metroidvania. You walk there, and you can go everywhere in sight. So the idea is you can go everywhere that you can see here. Yeah. So first little thing you can interact with is these rocks. So you attack them, and they fade away, and they have physics, rigid bodies on them. So I have it so the rigid body only activates once the sword hits them. And yeah, I just thought it would be a fun little thing to interact with. So if you try to progress, so the idea is you sort of look at, I guess the architectural weenie. It's sort of like you see that point, and that's where you're trying to get. Is the castle. So it's like, okay, it catches your eye, and you're sort of like, okay, that is where I need to go. So you walk through the water here. You look in the water, and you cross this little spot here, and you see a skeleton, which is the first enemy. And you attack him, and his health bar appears. And I made it so his health bar sort of billboard, so it's always facing the screen no matter where you are. And he also attacks. And if he hits me, he does damage, and my health goes down. And I kill him, and he turns into a pile of bones, and he drops a little item. You pick it up, and your souls go up, and it makes a little sound. Oh, and this big sword here is, I just put it there for no reason really. It's just sort of another element of environmental storytelling. You look at it and you're just like, wow, that's a big sword. I wonder what kind of creature would be big enough to wield that thing. And it just makes you wonder, and then you move on. And then moving on here, this little bridge sort of section, I put more rocks to interact with. And this spot is supposed to sort of combine the skeletons and the rocks. And another thing about the follow-up attack, you could see it's slow and it's sort of a high risk attack. And the reason for that is that it does double damage if you manage to land it. Yeah. I think the Unity physics, the native physics, like with rigid bodies, is just sort of inherently a fun little thing to throw in any game. It doesn't really fit a Dark Souls-like game, but I figured it was something we learned and it wasn't too difficult to throw in there, so why not? So moving along. Coming up here is my favorite part of the demo. It's a bridge section. So you approach here and there's a little skeleton. And you go to attack him, and there's two more that ambush you. And that's a common gimmick in Dark Souls, is there's enemies hiding around every corner because the game wants you to die. So I decided to throw it in there. So this is really the safest way to fight, is if you don't want to risk, using the strong attack, you could just attack and then roll away. But the strong attack is satisfying to land, so so you can see ahead there are too many skeletons to fight. So it's supposed to be like, oh wow, I'm not sure I'm gonna get past this, but whatever, I guess I'll try and fight them. This is why it's my favorite part of the demo. You can see I added some more environmental storytelling, which is a very common element of my demo. You could see that it's all charred on the ground. The windows are broken. Just to show you that, yeah, there was something dangerous here that did all this destruction. And you had to wait for the fire to disappear, because you try to run through it, it hurts you. And if you try and time your run to run all the way across, he will kill you. And there I added a death screen. And it just puts you right back here. Another part of this demo that makes it very Souls-like is you could just run past every enemy. You could argue that that's maybe not perfect game design, but that is a feature of Dark Souls. You can just run past every enemy if you really want to. So, the way you're supposed to get past this is after he kills the skeletons, you can see off to the side where he blew a hole in the wall. You have to run through it and get away. I also like the way this scene sort of looks looking back at the dragon head on. And moving on, there's more skeletons. I'm actually just hearing this for the first time with my headphones on, but the audio is 3D and it's like doing some ear-to-ear stuff, which is kind of fun. But that's just sort of inherent in Unity. Moving on. I also made it so the further away you get from the dragon, the sound starts to fade out. I'm not going to fight that guy. So yeah. So this is the final stretch to the castle. This long bridge is sort of meant for you to walk up and sort of just look at the front of the castle on your way. It's like this big long build up to the end, and you could see the dragon again. And you walk up to the fog wall, and when you enter it, that is the end. That's the end of the demo. And you press space, and it brings you back to the start. So yeah, that's pretty much the demo. One more thing that I didn't show was if you try to swim, you die. There's a death plane. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it.